Hey guys, this is Sean Sandridge. I am back with another video, Nonstop November. So I'm in my husband's office right now and it's quiet. So I figured now would be a good time to do a video. I've actually done a video twice, didn't like it. So this is take 3 and I'm gonna upload it because it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I need to get a workout in, and my son's wrestling is the first one tonight. So if I don't do it now, I'm not going to have time. So I'm going to do my review. It's going to be really short with my review for last night's concert. Saw Anita Baker in concert at the Chicago Theater last night. It's a beautiful facility. It's very much an operatic type stage, very Grecian. I put a video I think up on Instagram last night. It's a beautiful theater, great sound. I live about 35 miles away from downtown Chicago, so it wasn't far from me, but you just never know. It's a hit or miss with the traffic. So last night the traffic was really good. Anita Baker was in town Monday and Tuesday night. Both shows were sold out, and the parking garage was just around the corner, so that was good because Monday we had a really not a bad snowstorm, but the snow was wet and slushy. A lot of schools had 2-hour delays and were closed, and so Monday night wasn't great, but it was very clear last night that we were in fur season. Men and women had all their fur head to toe. And it was a beautiful night last night, even though it was cold and in the mid-20s. There wasn't any wind, so it was just cold, but doable because we were literally around the corner from the parking garage. So let me talk about the performance. Now, I did put on Instagram. I was a little annoyed because it was like 8:30 when I, oh no, on Facebook. I went on Facebook Live. And the show was supposed to start at 8, and I really get annoyed when I have to wait for a performance. Normally, 15 minutes, I understand, but it was 8:30, and I was like, what's going on, Miss Baker? You was in town yesterday. It's not like you were worried about flying in, so you had all day to get your vocals together. What's going on? So I was a little annoyed about that. She actually got on stage at 8:52. And she was on stage from 8:52 until 10:40. So, what I can say about Anita Baker. Anita Baker's voice has not faded. I think about a lot of stars who are younger. Miss Baker is 60. And man, studio sound, I mean, a lot of times we've seen our greats not hit those notes that we've come to love when we hear a certain song from the artist, and Anita Baker did not disappoint. All the songs, and it's a short list, so I will tell you the 2 songs that I know that she did not sing last night, which was Good Love. Oh, and I can't think of the other one. What is it? I can't think of it. I said it when I did my other video, but Good Love and You Bring Me Joy. Those were the 2 songs she did not sing last night. Everything else, Fairy Tales, Sweet Love. She started out on stage with singing Lady Marmalade with her backup. She did a little Shaka Khan, I Want You and I Feel For You. She did a little ad-libbing, her scat. I love, that's part of Anita Baker, very much jazz scat. She did a lot of that. She just did some talking and just kind of really just the crowd. People love her. And for me as a fan who grew up as a young person listening to her music, I was in my late teens, early 20s when Anita Baker was popular in the 90s. And we had not seen her for quite some time. And then when she did kind of emerge in the news, it wasn't about her career, it was about her personal life. And she was going through a really bad divorce, and there was issues with her house. I don't know if she lives in Michigan, but I think at the time she lived in Michigan, maybe Atlanta, I can't recall. But you know, the Anita Baker that we grew up loving, who was so, you know, sophisticated and so well put together, whenever you saw her in public, you know, she looked like life had kind of really got to her. And so seeing her perform, and I think she first started out back performing maybe last year. I know I heard about her performing during the Essence Fest, and there was mixed reviews about her performances and how she looked, because you know, maybe the money wasn't there for her to have her superstar status that you would think someone so well accomplished as she has been, you know, she just didn't always look well put together. But I will tell you this, last night, everything about Anita Baker that you'd want to see at a concert was on point. I'm sorry to hear that she's dubbed it her farewell tour, and I can kind of understand why. She was on stage the whole time. I think she took like a 10-second break. She walked off the stage probably just to get a glass of water, a sip of water, and came back on stage. There wasn't any intermission. She was just on the stage for the whole time. And, you know, there were a couple of times where she was saying she was tired, because most people say that touring is a very grinding thing to do. But her voice is still amazing. I mean, she did not disappoint. She came out, she had a beautiful black dress with a top, you know, long kind of jacket. It was flowy and glittery and all that. But you know, her hair's a little bit longer, but a brown, and she just looked gorgeous. You know, that voice is just still so amazing. And I'm like, listen, you know, Anita Baker, I got a chance to see you, and that's cool. And if you don't want to tour anymore, that's cool. But I think you went to one city, I know, Chicago loves you. I mean, it was so funny because the introduction to Sweet Love came, and we were all singing. We practically sang the whole song, and she was like, all right, did you get that out of your system? That's great. She goes, we give the audience a chance to get out of the system. She's like, so can I sing? And so then she sang. But you know, there were a couple of times where, you know, folks were just couldn't take it. And oh, I know, like on Angel, parts of it was like we were the backup to the backup. You know, she just went along with the flow and sang. You know, she did several, you know, the arrangements of the song was a little bit slower, a little jazzier, but beautiful. And the performance was just great. Frankly, if she never did another tour again, it would be okay. But I'm telling you, if she said last night that she has an upcoming album and we could have ordered, it would have been a long line, because her voice is just still spot on. You know, a lot of these singers who've been in the game for a while, and I won't say any names, but you know, we've seen them lately and they have been very lackluster with their vocals. They need to take some lessons, because you would have never known that Anita Baker has not been around. I'm sure she's been doing some touring, but not like we've seen her. And the voice was just, I mean, spot on, hitting all the notes that we wanted to hear her hit. Not an octave lower, nothing like that. She was hitting them high and strong. So, and Gladys Knight is the same way. Still, the pipes are just still amazing. So she did not disappoint. Somebody needs to write her some songs. Someone needs to write her some songs. She needs to go back in the studio and she needs to cut a new album, because I would buy it in a heartbeat. I'd download it and listen to it in a heartbeat. Now, these young people could take a lesson, because I know, like, my kids are in their, 19, 20 years old. And I'm like, what are you guys going to listen to when you guys get married? Like, what is your wedding song going to be? Because, when you think of R&B and you think of love songs and ballads, Anita Baker, 30 plus years, and that 30 years from now, that music is still going to be strong. I mean, it's just good love music, just good love songs. And we just need more of that. I know we got K. Michelle and Tamar Braxton, but they're not the catalog that me growing up in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I was an adult. I was 18 in 1988. I mean, there's such a catalog of music that I can go back to, that I know my children at this point is not going to be able to do. I mean, listen, when my daughter was going through her little love phase with a boyfriend, I knew she was in love because she was listening to my music. She was listening to my music. She was listening to her music, because there aren't any love songs in her group. So, although I give her a D for promptness, for performance, stage presence, vocals, she gets an A++. So I got home a little bit after midnight, and of course after that, after a concert, it's very hard to come down from all that. So your girl's tired. She's tired today. So that is my review. If any of you have seen Anita Baker in the last year or so, put it down in the comments what you thought her performance was. If she is in your city, going into the new year, and she still is performing, you will not be disappointed with her performance. I really, really enjoyed it. The energy from the group, from the audience, was amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna listen to some Anita Baker probably the next couple of days. So that is what I have for the review. Thanks for stopping by. It is Nonstop November. It is the 28th, so I don't know if I'm gonna do Don't Stop December. I want to say thank you for all of you who have commented, given me thumbs up, given me a view. I really appreciate it. It has not gone unnoticed, so thank you so much. If you want me to continue on for Don't Stop December, as long as I get someone to watch me, yeah, I guess I will do it. So let me know what you guys think about my review. Anita Baker, do you want to hear some more music? Do you want to hear some new music from her? I know I do. And that's all I have. So take care of yourself and each other. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.